Hey everyone, I'm going to show you how to do your project except using Google Earth instead of a PowerPoint if you so choose. So using Google Earth is a really great tool because not only can you then see your country, you can go through different areas and regions as you build on your project each week to add new points. That way you can see it, you can add things, and so let me show you. I've done a little project here. It's Oklahoma in the Civil War. So most people, I also teach American history 1 and 2, and so most people don't know that there were several battles in Oklahoma along the eastern part of the state, mainly in Cherokee Indian Territory, which is all through the east. And when you get further south, you get into some of the Chickasaw and Choctaw areas, down through Fort Towson and Boggy Depot. And so as you see the Chickasaw through here, this would be Choctaw. Choctaw Indians were all placed down through the southeastern part of this state or territory at that point. Okay, so let me show you again. You can scroll in, you can scroll out, you can start however you want. I just started at Fort Gibson, and so when you click on the site, you can see here there's Fort Gibson, and then I added some information here and in context. Right, you can add several pictures historically, and so it's really cool. A thing to do. You can hit edit, and you can see here that where I'm putting the information at. You all will also cite your sources because you don't know the information what you're doing, and so again, you're going to be reading about your country, the different things about your country, like I said, and you can put this all in the description, and then you can add photos to reinforce there. Photos are primary source documents, and so they will also need to be cited. You can, if you like, you can attach a Word document, but I'll need to know what is what. And so normally, we use APA citations for all the classes. This is a social science class in Chicago is the normal one. But however, you won't be using full Chicago. But what I will let you do is instead of like putting in text citations, you can put a 1 or a 2. Keep them in order. And then on your Word document, list 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. That way I know number 1 goes with that. Number 2 goes with it. If you have questions, reach out to me. I help you with everything that needs to be done. All right. And so here's the Boggy Depot. We actually went through here and photographed all of this area and stuff. So I didn't put any photos with this. And part of this here, what I did, just as throwing it together, I copy and pasted the information from American Historical Society. All right, and so if I were to do that, I would list it down here. And so it gives you the coordinates. You want to click edit. Of course, I can come in here and add. If you're going to add more photos, you can add photo or video URL or upload an image file. So you can upload it from your desktop, or you can add it from. You can paste a URL. URL links are here at the top. And so, for instance, this is a URL where you type stuff in. That's the URL link if you don't know. Okay. All right. So, there we go. To add a new one, okay, you can hit Edit Project Details. You can hit Start, Share, make a copy, Export. And so you'll make sure you set up a Google Drive, because all this information will be set up on your Google Drive. And so you will share that Google Drive document with me. You won't share your whole Google Drive, just the document. All right. And so, again, if I was to start this slideshow, and this will be your final project when you got it done, you can go through here and it'll show you Fort Gibson. This is the Google Earth, as far as what you're seeing surrounding it, so I can see where you're going. This is the Neosho River. I can go out a little bit more here and see what is around. Of course, there is the town of Fort Gibson. There's also a national cemetery here in Fort Gibson as well. It goes all the way back to the 1700s, and there are 4 significant burials there going back to then, including Native American, who was really instrumental in, his name was Billy Bowlegs. He was also part of an Indian regiment. And anyways, I have a friend of mine whose land is adjacent with the Bowlegs property there in Seminole County. And so I've also seen their family burial site at the top of it's not a mountain, but it's a pretty good sized hill as well. So anyhow, and what I would do then, I would just continue. It would just take me in order. Okay, and so here's the Boggy Depot Chickasaw Agency. As you see here, it's just a cemetery. There's no agency left anymore. It's just, there's not a whole lot around here. It's just, as you can see here, it's surrounded by trees, and it is literally surrounded by trees. There's the state park. It's kind of cool to go to. There's not a whole lot of, going on around there, but you can also see, what else is going on around there. Not a whole lot. A lot of agricultural land. There's Sandy Creek and stuff, and so most tribal nations, tribes themselves, of course, would camp or make permanent residences, obviously near water. You gotta have water. And so for livestock, for agricultural purposes, etc. And so you can see all of the creeks, the main creeks, the rivers that are around. We go on. Here it's going to take me to the next battle site, which is the Battle of Round Mountain, November 19th, 1861. And as you scroll out, but then I would see all the information, of course, around here, reenactments, who was in it, gives you some information about the area, and then I'll like read it and go on. Okay, it's going to take me to the next place. So, so I think at this point you kind of get it, you kind of understand, but you're still going, okay, well that's great. How do I do this? You didn't show me how to do it. Well, I didn't. That's true. All right, so let's come back here and let's go edit. Okay, save. We did that. So I haven't done this in a while, so I'm having to actually figure it out for myself. Alright, so back to the list here, and so alright, so I'm going to create a new one, period. So I'm gonna create this from scratch, and so this might be a little long, so bear with me as I go through here, and I'll show you all how to create a project using Google Earth. All right, so first off, you want to, you hit new, and then you'll hit create. And so once you're creating this project here, and it goes, so all right, you created this project. So now what? So now you can click whatever. I'm going to do this over National Park System. All right, national. Yeah, national. Or U.S. National Parks. All right, save. Done. Okay. So now what? Okay. So now I'm going to go to here. You can make a copy. That way you'll have a copy for it if you know whatever reason, and go from there. All right. So now I'm going to put Denali National Park. Hang on. Alright, so I'm doing this national park, but I'm like, how do you get there? And so to find Denali National Park, you would go into the search here, Denali National Park and Preserve. And so it will then go all the way over for here, and you can see there's Denali National Park and Preserve, Denali National Park and Preserve. All right, and so which one are you going to do? Well, since the mountain's right here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on this one. Okay, and then I'm going to hit save to project. Okay, so now I have one. So now I want to update. Update info here. You can, put your things here, and then so now I can add my own description, which you want to do again. Put the information that's needed in the project in the information. So now you'll do that from here, and now you can insert your own media. Okay, and so you can go to more settings. Blah, you can do all kinds of stuff. You can capture a view, reset. You can change the altitude. You can put it lower. You can put it higher. You can do all kinds of things. You can, relative to ground, clamp to ground, clamp to seafloor, relative to seafloor, absolute. And you're going to be finding, when you're going to be absolute and relative here. And so as far as your project as well, you're going to be asked those questions, so you can go around grounding with absolute and go from there. Okay, presentation settings. Small card is default. You can do a large panel, and then go from there. All right, you can go back to and then hit things. So now, or if I'm actually doing this, I can just put instead of national parks and go from there. All right, so now under my folder, this is now where I'm starting to list all of the different areas. Okay, I'm going to add another one here. I can go up here and go gates of the Arctic. Now, where's that going to take me? It's going to take me way up there. All right, and so now I'm going to hit save. Save it there. And another one. Lake Survey National Park. So now it's going to take me further on down here. Again, you can see everything here. I'm going to hit save to project. And you might want to just, tag a few points as far as whatever you're doing in your country. Highlight maybe a few cities that are maybe one or two that you're going to do. But, at least it gives you a better overview of what you're looking at, what you're seeing, what you're discovering when you're looking at this, because you're going to be looking at, landscape, physical geography, but also you can see the ecosystems, which is going to be very important, waterways. Right now, this is, almost a real-time satellite map, and everything is covered in snow. It's in water, well, mainly snow. And so it's hard to see all the river systems. You can see, obviously, landscape. Landscape is going to be an important part as well in your country. Is it flat? Is it mountainous? Is it rolling hills? What is the terrain like? All this matters as you're learning about the country and where, populations ebb and flow. Not only that, with animals as well, obviously, wildlife is just as important, as well as people. It all, takes everything to make the world go around, okay? Ecology, geography is very important as well. And so, you can see here, Glacier Bay is more here, along with these little inlets and stuff. But, again, it just gives you this different scope of and a different view. And you gotta admit, it's kind of cool compared to just a plain old PowerPoint. All right. And so if you like it, use it. If you don't like it, it's okay not to use it. It's just, an optional source, an optional way of doing things that's different. And you might find use and you might not find use. It's really up to you. However, options are good. Option is there. All right. If you have questions about it, be sure and reach out to me, and I'll help you as much as possible. Okay. Take care.